Indeed, as Zianda, as we wrap up the evening from both our studio and, of course, where you are, which is where things will all be happening tomorrow, I am joined by the guests who have been with us here, Eldred de Klerk and, of course, Dr. Christopher Mabasa. As we conclude, I think there is a chance one hopes that won't be the case, but what could go wrong tomorrow?
That there will be a loss of expectation on the side of the public. South Africans are waiting with bated breath. The phrase that was bounded around was a bombshell, they said. Things we've known, it's been in the pipeline, there's been rumors, and then finally a credible source puts it out there. And if the Commission proves that it cannot unearth, it can't get witnesses to tell their story, much like we had in some parts of the TRC process, then there will be a loss of expectation. And a loss of expectation in a South Africa that is pregnant, hopeful, expectant of something to shift, may prove catastrophic. So you already have the prophets of doom saying that if this doesn't work, the next thing is that you will have youth that may take to the streets. I don't think that will happen. The only other cautionary tale, I think, is the problem that we have, that there's maybe an unnecessary tension between those on the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee and the Commission itself, whereas they could be complementing each other. Because, and we'll say more about this going forward, because the Ad Hoc Committee should take up the reins of the Commission and their recommendations and ensure that any legislative, policy or regulatory suggestions that come from the Commission to transform these institutions, these vital institutions of states, they're going to have to exercise leadership when it comes to that. And the final cautionary tale, which is why there is this sense of hopefulness and yet maybe quiet despair, because we keep saying the Commission can only make recommendations. So that means there needs to be an exercise of political will to ensure, from the President, from Parliament, and from us as citizens, to ensure that whatever recommendations are made, that they get acted on.
Well, the President did say whatever recommendations the Commission will make, they will have to be actionable, which certainly from what the judge said when they first spoke about their work, but also what I've been able to pick up from the couple of times we've had conversations with people who are part of the Commission, they took that to mean that whatever recommendations the Commission will make will be recommendations that the President will take very, very seriously, to send a message to all and sundry that it would not have been a damn sweep. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Really, if maybe the Commission could at least be able to make a good recommendation, and then the President maybe fail to recommend such a recommendation, it will be a banana republic, because the community, they won't at least be able to trust the justice system in South Africa. So I think the President need at least to recommend what the Commission approve, because the same Commission consists of all the department judges, different investigators, legal people, and so on and so on. And then all those people, I understand they are checking if maybe each and every incident, if maybe there is some element of crime. Some of incident, you will find that they are going to be regarded as unfounded. But to the allegation where there is some element of crime, automatically the President, he won't at least miss up because I believe that the president, he got the legal people, and then he got the legal people, and then currently he knows and understands that he needed to get the people, the retired police officers, retired judge, accept those people in order to assist him to the recommendation of this Madlanga Commission.
People, of course, I mean, political parties that have already said or indicated at least that they're not giving this commission a chance. Some even went as far as imploring Judge Madlanga, saying you're a respected jurist, don't taint your reputation with getting involved with something that's a non-starter. So he does have that responsibility to not only set the tone, as my colleague Zianda Ngobo was saying just now when she was speaking to Jeremy Vieri, that how the judge sets the tone tomorrow, how the evidence leader inspires confidence in the people who will be watching the first big moment of this this inquiry is actually very important.
Absolutely. However, we're also going to be mindful about the tools that the president have at his or her disposal. Sufficient allegations that has not been tested. We have the cases that's already there, that where evidence are being sought, and that will proceed to prosecution and further investigation. As far as the allegations are concerned, what was available to the president to test those allegations? A commission of inquiry, as what the Constitution and the remit of the president offered to him. He can put in place a panel of experts, he can do all kinds of things. So he tried to find, to my mind, the most respected individual who understands the brief, who accepts that this is a legacy issue. History will judge you, both the president, but it will also judge Parliament. The president has other allies, and that is us, the citizens, who also need to be clamoring, because we also wanting and we're expectant that this will be a seminal moment to change things around. Another ally is the Public Service Administration, because this is a failure of public administration. We just had the president talking about local government and how we need to bolster and learn from others in local government. So the president does have allies, so does the judge. So there's actionable recommendations so the nature of the report, the target of the report, and the layout of the report, and the language of the report will determine whether you can take the report and immediately start to implement it. So that even the consultation in the writing of the report itself, and again, we'll say much more about this as the Commission concludes, will have to be vital, because the key constituencies in terms of their decision-making, the infrastructure, the resources, their mandate, have to be recognized in the report before I can give you a recommendation. I can't give you a recommendation that you're unable to run with. So more will be said about that going forward. All we can say right now is that I think Justice Madlanga is absolutely aware of the responsibility and the weight of office, and I think together with his team and allies and us, that we'll see this through.
Now, a lot has been said before we got to this moment about the need and the importance of protecting witnesses, protecting whistleblowers, and in the times that the Commission has been able to speak about that, they have given us the assurance, saying they have gone out of their way, they have learnt a lot from previous commissions, and it's one area that they are going, or they've tried their level best to ensure that it's actually taken care of. Given what you said, what you know about what's happening within the police service, is it possible, or how possible is it that the happenings or the goings-on within the South African police service, perhaps not intentionally, but could sabotage this process, precisely because many people may fear retribution. People may fear that there may be consequences for them, even those people who may want to do the right thing.
Thank you very much. Basically, In the South African Police Service, we do have such protection unit for the witnesses. And then at this point in time, I think the same commissions, they've already arranged the witness protection, also the whistleblowers, basically because this allegation of General Mkhwana's, it involved the politician, justice system, NPA, South African Police Service, and other drugs dealers. So basically, if they failed maybe to protect those witnesses and whistleblowers, it will be not good at all. It will be not good at all, because even now you will find that they've already started to intimidate the witnesses, and then or they've already started. Let me give you an example to the South African Police Service. If maybe a senior generals maybe use the junior officers automatically, he will say that if you can talk, you will lose the job or you will die. You get a point? So basically,
which is why people have been saying, but will there be protection?
Yes,
for those
yes,
people?
yes. There will be protections. There will be protections. And then also myself, I recommend that let the protection be made as far as from Cape Town, Durban, and then also Limpopo or anywhere, because the activities happen here in Gauteng province. So, to me, the same witnesses and then whistleblowers, it won't be good to be placed around here in Gauteng. They need at least to be placed as far as Limpopo or KZN or wherever. And then some of the whistleblowers and then also the witnesses, they need to get the 24 hours securities at their places. That is what I can say with regard to the witnesses, because we know that some of the whistleblowers who can go to Tembisa incident, I'm not going to mention the name, the lady, she was shot because she was at least talking whatever is happening at Tembisa Hospital. So it almost the same with here. If you can remember, there are some higher authority people, those who have been suspended, and then such people, they won't at least allowed to lose their own pension or their own asset. That is what I can say.
Perhaps a last word. What we know, or we are here because of what General Mkhwana said, but a lot of which was based on or concerns policing. But of course, as you were saying, there are other important areas of the criminal justice system that the president said need to be probed as well, because this is not just about policing, it's about the entire criminal justice system. But given the fact that General Mkhwana focused largely, almost entirely in fact, except beyond mentioning the other parts of the criminal justice system, do you think there'll be people coming forward about what's happening within the NPA? People coming forward about the administration of the courts and how that sabotages the entire system, as well as other areas, of course.
This is what will make somebody come forward is that they will have to calculate the risk of doing so. And we've just spoken about protecting them. It's vital for any commission that there be transparency in the process, that it's understood, that it's accountable, and that we can hear firsthand what a witness says. However, there may be exceptional circumstances, given the weight of the evidence or the story that's going to be told, where that has to be told in camera. And this is where the fourth estate, like the media, this is where us who have a voice have to reassure South Africans that that in-camera session is necessary, because whatever is said there will still have to be tested. You need more than one source to verify and corroborate. Like good journalism, one source doesn't make a swallow fly. Or make a summer, as they say. You need more than a single source. However, you need to hear that evidence first, because it gives you an opportunity to say, where else do I go? Who else do I need to call? So there may be exceptional circumstances where we need to hear a witness in camera. That may be the only protection that allows somebody to speak freely. And then it's not only protecting somebody for the short term, it may, because witness protection is completely disruptive to your life, it may mean that you have to relocate and maybe even change your identity. Something out of a movie. And whoever comes has to weigh the consequence of speaking up. And I do think that we have those brave souls who will speak up. And hopefully they won't be souls, but they'll be fellow patriots and South Africans. And I use that word cautiously, given the global significance of being called a patriot these days. Will you do it because you understand the weight of what you know and the significance of what you know, and that it should be told. Those two stories should be told.
Christopher, let me thank both of you for agreeing to come on as, of course, we count down to tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, when proceedings are scheduled to get underway here at the Bridget Mabandla College, Justice Madlanga, to kick off those proceedings. And that's a wrap. That's how we come to the end of our special broadcast from this building. Until tomorrow morning, it's a goodbye from me and Zianda Ngo.